You've never been afraid of humans? Dr. Lena Richter asked, her voice echoing slightly in the expansive metal chamber of the research facility. The alien, a slender being named Thal, looked at her with its deep, luminescent eyes, which shimmered with a mix of curiosity and something that Lena interpreted as amusement. No, Thal replied, its voice a soft, musical chime that resonated in the human-designed translator device. Fear is a concept that, while not alien to us, does not apply in the way you might expect when we consider your species. Lena, a renowned xenobiologist, had been part of the team that first made contact with Thal's species, a race known simply as the Continuance, 5 years ago. Humans had developed faster-than-light FTL travel a decade earlier, hurling Earth into a new era of exploration and, inevitably, encounters with extraterrestrial life. The Continuants were among the first intelligent species humanity met in the vast expanse of space, and they were nothing like what anyone had expected. The room where Lena and Thal conversed was stark, functional, designed to accommodate human and alien needs alike. Panels of light cast a soft glow over the metallic surfaces, and the air was a controlled blend of Earth and alien atmosphere, breathable but marked with the faint, sweet scent of Thal's homeworld. Why not? Lena pressed on, intrigued. In her hand, a digital recorder captured every word, every nuance of the conversation for later analysis. Humans often fear what they don't understand. Isn't that a universal trait among sentient beings? Thal tilted its head, a gesture Lena had learned to recognize as contemplation. It might be universal, but the response to fear can be very different. We learned about your species through the remnants of your broadcasts, long before meeting face to face. Through these we saw both the light and dark sides of humanity, your wars and your peacemaking, your disasters and your triumphs. Understanding the dichotomy of humans has allowed us to see beyond fear. Lena nodded, jotting down a few notes. The idea that aliens had been watching old Earth broadcasts as a means of understanding humans wasn't new, but it was always eerie to hear it confirmed. It was like learning that a neighbor had been observing you through the window before deciding to knock on the door. What was your first impression upon actually meeting humans? She asked, shifting slightly in her chair to face Thal more directly. Curiosity, Thal responded without hesitation. Curiosity was the dominant impression. The physical differences were immediately apparent, of course. Your shorter lifespan, your emotional expressiveness, and your physical diversity are all very fascinating to us. And yet, Lena added, there's still so much we don't know about each other. True understanding between different species is a journey, not a destination, Thal agreed, its voice a calming melody. We, as Continuants, live much longer than humans, perceive time differently. This affects not only how we view life, but also how we interact with those who are not of our kind. Lena paused, considering Thal's words. The difference in perception of time could be a significant barrier in understanding. If Continuants viewed centuries the way humans saw decades, how could the two species hope to truly relate to one another? On board the starship Helios, Captain Sarah Miles watched as the distant stars streaked past the viewports, their light bending around the ship's FTL field. She had been briefed on the talks between Dr. Richter and Thal, and it weighed heavily on her mind. Understanding the Continuance wasn't just an academic pursuit. It could dictate the future of human-alien relations. Approaching the rendezvous coordinates, Captain, Lieutenant Harper announced from the navigation console. Good. Let's keep the approach slow. We don't want to startle our guests, Sarah instructed, her eyes never leaving the star-speckled void outside. As the Helios eased into a synchronous orbit with a Continuant vessel, Sarah couldn't help but marvel at the alien ship's design. It was an elegant structure, unlike any human engineering, shaped like a spiraling conch shell floating in space. Its surface shimmered with a metallic sheen that reflected the light of a nearby star, making it seem almost ethereal. Captain Miles, we are being hailed, the communications officer reported. On screen, Sarah responded, straightening in her chair. The view shifted to show a Continuant, though not Thal. This one was named Calum. Its voice resonated through the speakers. Welcome, Captain Miles of the Helios. We are prepared to commence our dialogue. Sarah nodded. Thank you, Kylum. We're looking forward to learning from each other. As the formalities continued, Sarah thought about the unusual symmetry of their situation. Here they were, two species, meeting in the vast loneliness of space to bridge their understandings. The continuance had an air of serene confidence, likely born from their extensive lifespan and experience. Later, Sarah and her senior crew members transported to the continuant ship. The interior was even more impressive than its exterior. The hallways curved gently, their walls lined with panels that pulsed softly with light. It felt alive, almost as if the ship itself was a creature of the cosmos. Calum led them to a circular room where other continuants awaited. This is the Hall of Convergence, it explained. A place where we meld our thoughts for deeper understanding. As the meeting progressed, Sarah listened intently to the continuants' perceptions of humans. Their insights were profound, sometimes unsettling. They spoke of human potential for both creation and destruction, and their hopes that humanity could surpass its darker inclinations. What do you see as the greatest challenge in our interactions? Sarah asked, her mind racing with possible implications of their answer. Calum paused, its eyes reflecting a starry depth. Communication, Captain. Not just in language, but in comprehending the context of our respective cultures and histories. Misunderstandings could easily escalate to conflicts. Sarah felt a chill at the thought. The Helios was more than a ship. It was a symbol of humanity's aspirations to join a larger community of intelligent life. The success of their mission could well depend on navigating these complex waters without misstep. Then let us focus on building a strong foundation of trust and transparency, Sarah suggested. Calum nodded. Wise words, Captain. We shall endeavor to do the same. As the discussions drew to a close, Sarah felt both humbled and energized. The universe was vast, filled with mysteries and opportunities. The meeting had opened new doors, and now it was up to her and her crew to continue this delicate dance among the stars. The path ahead was fraught with unknowns, but for Sarah, that was the essence of exploration. Back on Earth, Dr. Richter sat in her office, surrounded by stacks of notes and multiple screens displaying various data streams from her recent interactions with the continuants. The soft hum of her equipment provided a constant backdrop as she delved deeper into the nuances of their language and social cues. Her task was to construct a framework for ongoing communication that transcended mere words, to capture the subtleties of context and meaning that the continuants conveyed so effortlessly. Suddenly, her computer beeped, signaling an anomaly detected by one of the deep space listening posts. Intrigued, Lena paused her work and opened the feed. The signal was a complex pattern of pulses and frequencies that didn't match any known natural or human-made source. Could it be a new form of communication from another alien civilization? Or perhaps an unknown phenomenon of the universe itself? With a mixture of excitement and caution, Lena initiated a protocol to track and analyze the signal. As the data poured in, it became clear that this was neither random noise nor a familiar pattern. She reached out to her colleague at the SETI division, Dr. Raj Patel, sharing the findings for a collaborative investigation. Meanwhile, aboard the Helios, Sarah received a secure transmission from Earth about the new discovery. The news stirred a wave of excitement among the crew. If this was indeed a communication from another intelligent species, it could mean that the universe was teeming with life, possibly with civilizations that were even more advanced than the continuants. The implications were profound. Each species they encountered could provide pieces to the puzzle of the universe's vast ecological tapestry. With the continuance technology, perhaps they could even trace the signal's origin faster than Earth's current capabilities allowed. Sarah convened a meeting with her senior officers and Calum. They discussed the potential of using continuant technology to isolate and enhance the signal. Calum agreed, intrigued by the possibility of another voice in the cosmos speaking through the void. Together, they modified one of the continuant's long-range sensors to focus on the coordinates from which the signal originated. The process required careful calibration, merging human and continuant tech in ways that had never been attempted before. As the sensor adjustments were finalized, the ship's main deck was silent, all eyes on the main screen as the enhanced signal began to resolve itself. Slowly, the random fluctuations started to form a pattern, and a series of distinct repetitive sequences emerged. Calum was the first to break the silence. "It appears to be a deliberate message. The structure is too precise, too ordered to be of natural origin." Sarah nodded, aware of the gravity of the moment. "Let's prepare a response. We need to be cautious but open. This could be a critical moment for us all." On Earth, Lena and Raj worked tirelessly, their screens filled with waveforms and data analyses. They coordinated with Sarah, sharing insights that might help interpret the signal. Every piece of information was vital, crafting a response that would convey peaceful intentions and curiosity. As the Helios sent out its response into the depths of space, Sarah looked out at the stars, wondering who might be on the other end, waiting to hear from another speck of life drifting through the cosmos. The possibility of expanding their understanding of the universe, of maybe one day meeting these new entities, filled her with a sense of awe. This moment, Sarah realized, wasn't just about making contact. It was about affirming The reply from the depths of space came faster than anyone aboard the Helios had anticipated. The message was layered, complex, indicative of a highly sophisticated sender. Its content, once decrypted, suggested a curiosity parallel to their own, an eagerness to establish communication with other intelligent life forms. Sarah convened her team to discuss the implications. "This could be a turning point," she said, scanning the room, noting the mix of excitement and apprehension on her crew's faces. "We need to handle this with utmost care." Meanwhile, Calum offered insight from a continuant perspective. "Our histories tell of civilizations lost to misunderstandings and mistrust. We must approach this with an openness, ready to learn and to teach." With this philosophy in mind, Sarah formulated a plan to send a series of messages designed to establish a foundation of mutual respect and shared knowledge. Each message would incrementally disclose information about humanity and their technology, as well as their peaceful intentions. Back on Earth, the news of a second contact electrified the global community. Dr. Richter was tasked with advising world leaders on the potential scientific and social impacts. Her office became a hub of activity, with linguists, diplomats, and scientists cycling in and out, each contributing to the evolving strategy on how to engage with this new civilization. Lena focused on the linguistic structure of the alien messages, which revealed a logic and form that suggested a deeply mathematical mindset. She collaborated with mathematicians and cryptologists to devise a means of communication that could be universally understood, relying on the language of physics and mathematics. As these preparations were underway, an unexpected complication arose. The Helios detected an anomaly in the region of space from which the messages originated, a faint but distinct energy pulse, growing increasingly frequent and intense. The pulses did not seem threatening, but their purpose and origin were unknown. Concerned about the potential risks, Sarah ordered a cautious approach. "Let's not jump to conclusions. These pulses could be a form of communication or something else entirely. We need more data." Using the enhanced sensors co-developed with the continuants, the crew began a detailed analysis of the energy pulses. The data revealed that the pulses were not only a form of energy, but also carried intricate patterns that mirrored aspects of the messages they had received. This discovery hinted at a civilization that used technology in ways humanity had not yet imagined. Intrigued by this finding, Calum suggested that the pulses might be a key to understanding more about the new alien species' technology or their environment. Perhaps these are not mere communications, but also a form of environmental interaction or even self-expression, Calum proposed. As the team delved deeper into the analysis, they found that the pulses corresponded to significant astronomical events, like the orbital dynamics of nearby celestial bodies. This revelation provided a new layer of context to the alien messages and hinted at a civilization deeply intertwined with its cosmic surroundings. Equipped with this new understanding, Sarah adjusted the Helios's next message, incorporating references to the detected patterns and their potential significance. This approach not only conveyed their technical capabilities, but also showed a respect for the new civilization's relationship with the universe. Meanwhile, Lena continued her work with her international team, crafting a message that combined human knowledge in astrophysics with the mathematical patterns found in the alien transmissions. This collaborative effort aimed to bridge human and alien science, serving as a testament to Earth's readiness to join a more extensive network of cosmic civilizations. As the next round of messages traveled across the void, the anticipation aboard the Helios and on Earth reached a peak. As the Helios awaited the response, the crew used the time to enhance their understanding of the signals and the potential cultural context of their new interstellar neighbors. The communications that had been exchanged were layered with complexities that hinted at a deeply interconnected society, possibly one that had integrated their technology and culture to an extent far beyond human achievement. Sarah organized a series of workshops aboard the ship, inviting experts from various disciplines to speculate and theorize about the societal structures of their new contacts. "Think of this as decoding a galactic puzzle," she explained to her team. "Every piece of information could lead us to a better understanding of who they are and how we might coexist." On Earth, Lena's team had made significant progress. They had managed to isolate certain constants in the alien transmissions that corresponded to fundamental physical laws, suggesting a universal language of science that could serve as a foundation for deeper communication. This breakthrough was shared with the Helios, providing Sarah and her crew with essential tools to refine their approach. As the next message from the alien civilization came through, it was clear that their efforts to communicate in a shared scientific language were paying off. The message was accompanied by visual data, images of their technology, their environment, and themselves. These beings appeared as entities of light and energy, their forms dynamic and ever-changing, reflective perhaps of their ability to manipulate their surroundings at a fundamental level. Analyzing the visual data, Sarah convened a special session with Calum. "Their form suggests they might be energy-based life forms," she posited, pointing to the flowing luminescent patterns that defined the images. Calum responded thoughtfully, "This could explain the energy pulses as a form of environmental interaction. Maybe it's how they manipulate or even perceive their surroundings." The implications of this were profound. A civilization that interacted with the universe at such an elemental level could have insights into energy manipulation, quantum states, and perhaps even aspects of the universe that humanity hadn't even begun to explore. Meanwhile, back on Earth, excitement was tempered by caution. Lena briefed international leaders on the potential technologies that such a civilization could possess. Discussions focused on the balance of sharing knowledge and protecting Earth's interests in a universe that was suddenly more crowded and complex than ever. Lena's team expanded their analysis to include sociologists and philosophers to ponder the societal implications of interacting with a species so fundamentally different from any carbon-based life form known to humanity. Understanding their philosophy and worldview will be as crucial as understanding their technology, Lena emphasized during a global symposium. The dialogue between the Helios and the energy-based beings developed into a rich exchange of ideas and information. Each message was crafted to convey respect and a desire for mutual understanding. Gradually, a picture began to emerge of a civilization that viewed the cosmos as a canvas, with laws of physics as their tools and materials. As the ship's crew and Earth's researchers continued to decode and comprehend the flood of information, they prepared a comprehensive presentation of human history, culture, and scientific achievements. This digital time capsule was designed not only to educate, but to bridge the vast differences between their forms of life, highlighting shared challenges and triumphs. Sarah watched as the final preparations were made to send the capsule. "This is more than a message, it's an invitation," she stated to her crew. "We're inviting them into our world just as they have invited us into theirs." The response to the time capsule would be critical. It could solidify a new era of interstellar diplomacy and cooperation, or it could expose the limitations of trying to fully connect with a civilization so unlike their own. Either way, Sarah and Lena knew that they were part of a moment in history that would redefine humanity's role in the cosmos. The Helios remained in a stationary orbit, its crew holding their collective breath as they waited for the alien civilization's response to the human digital time capsule. The anticipation was palpable, a mixture of hope and the sobering reality of engaging with a civilization so advanced and different. On Earth, Lena organized a live broadcast, allowing scientists, leaders, and the public to witness what might be a defining moment in human history. Screens around the world lit up, showing both the Helios and the expert panel prepared to discuss the implications of the incoming transmission. Finally, the signal arrived. It was not just a message, it was a multifaceted transmission, containing layers of information encoded not only in visual and auditory formats, but in complex data streams that required real-time decryption. The initial analysis was promising. The transmission was filled with expressions of gratitude and a reciprocation of the desire to learn and share. Sarah initiated the playback of the message on the main deck, where a holographic display projected the alien communication. The energy-based beings revealed more about their society, showcasing their interactions with their environment, their methods of energy manipulation, and their cultural expressions, artistic forms that transcended human understanding of physics and aesthetics. Their message also included a surprising offer, an invitation for a delegation from Earth to visit their home system, a gesture of unprecedented trust and friendship. They proposed a joint exploration mission, combining human and alien technologies to create a new vessel capable of traversing the distances between their worlds with enhanced FTL capabilities. On Earth, Lena relayed the significance of this proposal to the global audience. This invitation is not just about visiting another world. It's about integrating our technologies, our ways of thinking, our very beings with a civilization that could teach us so much about the universe. As governments and the United Nations convened to discuss the proposal, scientific communities buzzed with excitement and debate over the potential benefits and risks. Lena emphasized the importance of careful, thoughtful diplomacy and the sharing of knowledge. We must approach this with a spirit of openness, but also with the utmost respect for their sovereignty and our own. Meanwhile, aboard the Helios, Sarah and her crew began preparations for the historic mission. Engineers and scientists from both species started drafting blueprints for the new vessel, which would incorporate the best of both technological paradigms. The project progressed rapidly, fueled by the combined efforts of Earth's and the aliens' best minds. Innovations that would normally take decades to conceptualize and build were achieved in months. The joint vessel, christened the Unity, symbolized the potential of their newfound alliance. As the Unity was nearing completion, Sarah stood before her crew, her voice steady but filled with emotion. This ship, this mission, is testament to what we can achieve when we come together, not as humans and aliens but as fellow travelers of the stars. We are about to embark on a voyage that will not only bridge spatial distances, but cultural and existential divides. The day of the launch arrived, and the Unity was ready. Broadcast live across countless worlds, the launch was a celebration of unity and the potential of cooperative exploration. The Unity soared into the cosmos, a shining beacon of combined human and alien endeavor. Aboard the Unity, as they approached their destination, Sarah looked out at the cosmos, now not just a vast space to explore, but a realm of friends and allies. The universe had grown larger in scope, yet more intimate in connection. This was not an ending, but a glorious continuation of a dialogue that spanned stars and spirits. A dialogue that promised to expand their understanding of the cosmos and of themselves.